It is the first monthly recap of the series, and I must say, April was a really good, really just positive month for me. Did I complete all of my goals? No. However, I did learn some things, and it's going to help me. I feel pretty prepared to go into May and attacking those goals. Welcome back to Dream Life Diaries, my journey to building my best life and my dream self. As always, I hope you can pick up some tips, feel inspired, and also grow in your own journey to building your best dream life. Okay, starting off with our April highs and lows and lessons learned. But starting off with my highs, I moved. As you guys see, I'm in a new space. My moving vlog will be coming out in a couple of weeks, but I also got to partner with Roadway Moving. If you guys have seen, a lot of influencers partner with them, so it feels really cool. It kind of feels like you made it to partner with them on a partnership. You guys, I hit 10K on Instagram, which is like crazy. I have been after this goal probably since I started, so that was really exciting. It's funny, I literally hit 10K as I was on my way to like pray over our space in our new apartment. It was just a very beautiful moment. I got invited to a music festival hosted by H&M, and I got to see Doechii and Uncle Waffles for free. That was a really big highlight of my month. I also got invited on my first travel brand trip of the year. It is crazy because the day that I released the first video for this series, like the beginning of April, one of my biggest goals was to partner with a travel partnership or travel tourism board, as you guys saw. And I got the email of them expressing interest, and they confirmed within the first week of April, which was such a good like full circle moment. And I'm going back to Portland, which is so exciting. I've been wanting to go back. And so I can't wait for that to happen. One of my collaborations with Kayak went live. So they're doing this new initiative where they have, they kind of partner with travel influencers and they get an affiliate page. So almost like a link in my bio, but I have one now on Kayak. And I list some of my favorite hotels within different categories, but it's hotels all over the world. So that's super exciting. If you want to check that out, I'll link that down in the description below. It's also in my link in bio on any of my socials. Probably the biggest high for all of my Beyonce lovers out there. I got to go to her concert on opening night, floor seats, for free. Yeah, you heard that right, for free. My manifestation skills are very, very powerful. Okay, I am one of God's favorites. Lastly, a really big high for me is that I ended up going to church every single weekend this month, which is such a big deal. I haven't been able to do that in probably a year. So I'm really excited about that. Now moving on to the lows. At some point, I got hit with allergies. They were really bad this year. And then I got just like a basic cold, but it really took me out. I had to take a week off of working out, which was not fun. I don't like when I have to kind of compromise on my physical goals, even though my health is part of my, physical health. And then I also lost my voice on Easter, which made me so sad. I could not sing at church. And then my other low is that I did not hit my 10K brand deal goals. Like I actually didn't sign any brand deals this month, which is crazy. It's crazy to have a really high month when it comes to like events and meeting people, but then not sign any actual like income deals. They kind of balance each other out a little bit, so it's nice to have that, and that's what I'm grateful for, and that's what I'm going to remain focused on. But that is a reminder that as an influencer or entrepreneur, you're going to have these highs and lows, and this month was a low, and that's okay, and we're learning to be okay with it and to move with the flow. Okay, so what are some of the lessons learned this month from my highs and lows? I would say one is that I have to prioritize rest and my health. I like to push myself a lot because when I set goals for myself, I want to reach those goals. So even if I'm feeling a little tired or I'm sick, I'm kind of like, no, we have to push through. But you have to know your body and know when you can push because you can take it versus when you need to stop and rest. My second lesson learned is that I just in general need to build in buffer time for some of my goals. For example, I wanted to work out 5 times a week, but I think my goal should be something more like moving your body at least 5 times a week. So that doesn't necessarily mean a class. That means I'm maybe walking with my standing desk, right? That should count because I didn't take into account times like, okay, being sick, or let's say I had an event that went really late, so I can't go to my workout class early the next morning, things like that. So it's good to be flexible with your goals, give yourself buffer time, and then prioritize rest and your physical health. Okay, so let's move into going through my specific goals that I had for April. What worked, what didn't work, and what am I going to need to kind of redo and change up for my main goals. Okay, starting off with my career area. If you guys remember, these were all of my goals. Now, what did we get and what did we not get? So Pitching travel collaborations. I actually did pitch to a lot of hotels. I'm going to be moving to Europe for 2 months. I haven't shared that with you guys yet, but more info on that in a different video. And so I did pitch to a lot of hotels. I'm trying to get my housing covered. I haven't pitched to actual travel tourism boards, which was the specific goal. So kind of like I halfway accomplished that one. Planning one event. I did plan that out. I'll be hosting one right before I leave. It's not related to my brand and community that I'm building. But it is something that will fulfill kind of what I'm looking for in terms of building community. So we'll check that one off. Scouting website builders. Not one website builder was scouted, not one. I am learning that when I have these goals that pertain to anything really, my business or something, but when I have to actually do something that could take some time, it's not just like one thing you do. I need to have one day sit down and schedule out when I'm going to do that thing. If I don't do that, it's literally not on my radar. And then lastly was growing to 10K on YouTube. I'm currently at 8,900, I think 27 subscribers. And I grew 180 subscribers in the past month. In the past month, I released 4 videos, which is a very good number compared to my track record of how much I upload here. So I am proud of myself of that. I think I need to, one, have a more realistic goal number to reach based off of how much I am putting out there. And then 2, I need to reevaluate my videos. So the consistency is there, but now I need to look at like the quality and up the quality so it's more engaging and it's something that you guys are going to be interested in looking at, or even new people, and I'm building a stronger community that way. Here are my financial goals for April, and I did do my money date. I do that on the last day of the month, so those are a little bit easier to track because it's like, girl, it's the last day of the month, you better get that money date in. And then the second one was securing 10K in brand deals. I know I mentioned this earlier in my wins and losses, so I already talked about that. We can skip over it. I am going to adjust that number for May, and we'll talk about that in the May section. Here are my mental and soul goals for April. First one was related to my hobbies. I was taking a footwork class and I made every single one. I made every single class. We did a whole video. I don't have the official video just yet. I can insert some BTS clips here. That was so fun. My boyfriend happened to be in town too the day that we filmed, and I loved that. It's really exciting to like really dig into your hobbies and say you're gonna do it and then you do it, and seeing the result, it feels very good. The second one, which was a big one, was outlining my travel book. Again, not one outline was created. And what I need to do is sit down and plan out the day that I'm going to do that, or separate it up into days, have it in my calendar. That's going to help hold myself accountable to actually doing it by the end of the month. Moving into my physical goals. These were my physical goals for April. Did I solidify my sleep routine? Hell yes. High five to me. Thank you so much. This has been something I've been wanting to fix for months now, and Hatch actually reached out to me to send me one of their Hatch lamps. I can't tell you how good it feels to use that freaking lamp. My body is not only, I'm adjusted to a better sleeping schedule now where I do get tired towards like 9 to 10 p.m. And then I naturally wake up between 6 and 7 a.m., which is really nice. My body is also like tied to the music that my Hatch lamp plays. I can be in my room and I have my music starting at 9, which is like unwinding time. And then at 9:30 is when I'm supposed to kind of like read in bed a little bit. And then by 10, I should be asleep. Literally, I could be coming home late, but I hear the music and my body feels tired. And I love that for myself. So I'm very happy to say that I did complete that goal for the month, and I'll continue to do the same routine for the next as long as I can. My other goal was working out 5 times a week. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier when I was talking about lessons learned. Because I got sick and I couldn't work out for a week, I didn't complete my goal. But I feel like if I'm more flexible with what that goal is, it just gives me more flexibility to, if things happen like getting sick, I won't feel like I didn't complete something. Like, I feel like I didn't complete my goal, even though I moved my body when I could. So it's important to give yourself leniency and to remember that, like, you can't force something when your body is physically cannot do it. I'll give you a little story. Especially I was moving too. So like moving and working out 5 times a week was a crazy thing. I just simply should not have made that goal for myself. But one of my days I had boxing at 7 or 9 a.m. I was so tired. My body was aching, but I was like, no, I have to go. I have to go. I kid you not, 2 minutes into my drive, nosebleed randomly. I said, if that's not God telling me to go home and rest, I don't know what is. So remember to rest. Don't push yourself beyond the limits of your physical and even your mental health. And our last category, these are my spiritual goals for the month of April. And I can say that I did attend church every Sunday, which felt so, so good. I know I mentioned that in my wins of the month, so that was really exciting. Now, did I volunteer this month? No. And I'm so disappointed in myself because I actually signed up for volunteering. The thing is, though, I signed up for it in March and it was supposed to happen in April. And see, my issue is I didn't put in my calendar, so I didn't get a notification. That's pretty much it. If you don't write stuff down, you can't tell yourself you're going to remember things because you won't. You might think you have the best memory in the world, but as you get older, I promise you guys, you have to write stuff down and put it in your calendar. I missed the volunteer day. I don't even know when it was. I just remember like last week, I was like, I was supposed to volunteer one of these Saturdays and it's May 1st. So that didn't happen. But ending on that, now we're going to go into what my goals are for May. There are some repeat goals. Like basically, if I didn't do something in April, I'm going to add that to my goal list for May, but I'm going to make some changes that will hopefully help me to accomplish that goal by the end of May. I'm in real time wondering, should I do my April goal and then say what I'm doing for May in one? You know what? This time I'm going to do all of April recap and then all of May. And you guys let me know in the comments if you think that's a better way to do it or if I should do each category April and May. So like, should I say, this is what I did for April for my career, this is what I'm going to do for May, and then do categories like that. Okay, back to the video. For my career goals this month, these are my goals, and I want to host an event, which I should be. The event is planned and invites are out, so hopefully the event goes well and I do host it. 2, I want to start posting my week in the life vlogs. This wasn't a goal for me to post in April per se, but I was supposed to post in April, but I didn't because of just like other stuff. Travel vlogs had to go out. So my goal is to post at least 4 of my vlogs. I should have that together because I have 4 of them filmed. And then lastly is to get to 9,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm at 8,976 now, so I do think I can hit 9,000, but that's also accounting for people that unsubscribe, and I think that's a more realistic goal than saying 10K, at least right now. Now, my financial goals for this month, I want to continue having my monthly money dates. I'm going to keep that on my goal boards because I will forget. And then next is to make $5,000 in brand deals for this month. I halved it mainly because I'm going to be living in Europe and I move for June and July. And I just want to be a little bit more realistic. That's at least one brand deal, a good one. So fingers crossed we do get that. For my mental and soul goals, I'm going to take a photography course. So my boyfriend got me a photography course to kind of work or figure out and understand my camera more, and also we'll go out in the field and actually take pictures and settings. I've wanted to do that for so long, so I'm very appreciative of him for pouring into kind of a goal and hobby of mine. So my plan is to schedule that out and do that course before I leave for Europe, so all of my skills I can take with me and apply it on my trip. And then the second goal is to complete the outline of my travel book. What am I doing differently this month to ensure that I do it is sitting down the first week of May and actually planning out in my calendar when I'm going to work on that outline. I also think it'll be good to have an accountability partner, aka my management, to remind me to keep doing it. So my physical goals for this month, we kind of talked about it a little bit as I was going through what didn't work in April, but I want to change to working out at least 3 times a week and moving my body 5 times a week. So that gives me room for error. It doesn't mean I have to go to a workout class 5 times a week, but at least I'm moving. That gives me flexibility because I have a walking pad, and so sometimes I'll walk while I'm working, and that's an easier thing to do, especially let's say I have so much work I can't go to a workout class. I can still move my body in some way, shape, or form, and I'm hoping that that flexibility will allow me to accomplish my goal. My second physical goal that I'm adding on is my water intake. So now that I've attacked my sleep, I'm doing well for the most part on my physical working out. I need to attack what I put into my body. So this month we're going to work on our water intake. I cannot do a gallon yet. I'm being realistic. You should be realistic. I'm going to do half a gallon at least. Ways I'm setting myself up for success is I just love a good straw and a giant water bottle. This is my brewmate. Say hello, brewmate. She keeps me hydrated because I have some fixation like drinking through a straw. It's 40 ounces. So as long as I drink 2 of these a day, that's about 0.6 gallons. this will keep me on my goal. And lastly, one of my favorite categories is my spiritual goals. So for this month, I want to, again, volunteer this month. And now what we're going to do different is we are scheduling out that volunteer date, signing up, and getting notifications for when that volunteering is coming. And then my second goal is I tried to do daily scriptures. I don't think I put this in my YouTube video, but one of my goals was to do my daily like Bible study on the Bible app every single day. That was a very hard thing to do, from going from none at all to 7 days a week. So I'm now changing it to at least 5 times a week reading my daily scriptures. I'm going to make sure to have my notifications on. They were on, but not all the time. And then having an accountability buddy. I usually send these to my friend every morning. So I usually send these verse of the days to one of my good friends. So I'm going to ask her to be an accountability partner for me. Like if she doesn't see that I sent it, to say something. But also doing 5 times a week, it gives me some flexibility if I miss a day, because it happens, we're human. But I feel like that is a more realistic thing for me to accomplish. Well, those are all of my goals for May and some of the changes that I'm making. Again, I think it's really important for you to go back and review how your month went, especially when you're really trying to become the best version of yourself. We have to be realistic. We have to review what worked, what didn't work, and then set ourselves up for success for the following month. I would love to know, please tell me one of your goals that you have for May, whatever it is. I'd love to hear it and encourage you and cheer you on. Comment it below. And then if you want to also join my chat or my channel on Instagram, I have a Dream Life Diaries channel. I'm giving you a lot of like behind the scenes of my life, some things that I'm doing, keeping you updated on my journey, but also providing encouragement for you guys as well as you guys are going through your weeks, your days. So it's a really fun place. It's cozy, it's safe. Make sure you join me on that. The link will be down in the description below. As always, thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I wish you guys the best of luck as you enter into this new month of May.